Miles? Miles?
Hey,
Hey, that girl. So good to
good to
see
see you again.
you. Still trying to find Miles. He's right here. Let me try again. You'll get to meet him tonight. Miles? Miles?
Hello.
Hi, Superman.
Hello.
It's good to see you again. It's been a little.
Looking for Miles, I guess.
I am. Let me try again because I know he was right here. Hey, Miles. Miles.
Go for Captain America.
Hello, Captain America. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Spider-Gwen. It's me. I
I'm
take
glad-
it you're looking for Miles.
I am. He was right here, but apparently something happened again. Let me try one more time. I'm hoping I finally get to introduce you guys to him. Hey, Miles.
Agent Carter here. How are you doing?
Hi.
Gwen. How are you, darling?
Good to see you again. Well, I guess I have all of you here again. It's kind of exciting.
But no Miles.
No, Miles.
I
Maybe
look forward to meeting him someday.
you will. I believe some of you know each other, but some of you don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Captain.
Peggy.
It's been too long. How are you?
Agent Carter. Agent Carter.
Did you plan this, Gwen? You've been talking about him all this time.
Oh, this just happened. I'm very excited, though. I know you guys are excited to see each other. It's kind of interesting. It's probably twisting your brains a bit, but my dimension
Yes.
it just kind of makes sense for new reunions, which is always a good thing.
Okay.
We can travel through time. I know that's probably a little odd, and I don't know that all of you know what that is, but it's an exciting thing. I can reunite all sorts of different superheroes.
Okay.
It's very nice to see you again, Captain.
It's really nice to see you too, Agent Carter. So, no Miles.
No, Miles, but I do have more questions.
Oh,
Please.
all right.
Yes, please. That would be. Yes, it would be great. Wow.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to start with a really fun one, and I'm really excited to hear all of y'all's answers. What is your favorite zoo animal?
Ooh. So many. I think probably koala bears. I think they're so great to see. Very, very cute.
Superman, do you have a favorite?
Yes, I prefer the big cats, the lions, the tigers, panthers. Absolutely.
They are pretty cool. Captain America, do you have a favorite zoo animal?
Yeah, sorry. Favorite zoo animal. I guess I'm going to say the chimpanzees.
Those are pretty fun. Agent Carter.
For myself, probably the giraffes.
That's what I was going to say. I love giraffes. They're so much fun with their long necks and how slow they walk, but they're so cool. They're definitely my favorite. I can watch them for hours. I do sometimes whenever I actually have time. I'll take my schoolwork down to the zoo and I'll just sit up there and watch them from the trees. It's a lot of fun. Zookeepers have finally gotten used to me. If you guys could get a robot to do one chore for you or a task, what would you have it do?
Oh, to pick between laundry and dishes. Neither one of those. Probably say dishes though. Laundry, at least you get like the warm stuff coming out of the dryers. Yeah. None of them okay, but yeah, no, I'll let the robot do the dishes.
There you go. How about you,
Oh. I actually have a robot that does chores for me. It sweeps the floor around the house, so it's called a Roomba.
Ooh, I don't have that. That'd be so cool. I wouldn't have to vacuum all the time or sweep.
that your real house or your fortress?
The real house, my alter ego's house. I'm not there a whole lot because I'm always out, so it helps to have a robot servant that sweeps my floors.
Makes sense.
Makes sense a lot. How about you, Captain America?
I couldn't even imagine. I have a machine that makes coffee for me now. I don't have to percolate that on the stove anymore. I have a machine that dries my laundry. I don't have to hang that on a line anymore. There are machines that sweep and vacuum. I guess if I had a robot to do one chore, it would probably be ironing.
All have such wonderful devices. I couldn't even imagine. One machine to do a chore. Probably the dishes. They're such a pain to do in the sink.
They really are. They are a pain. I mean, in our apartment, we kind of have to hand wash all our dishes, so that takes forever. So I think that's probably what I would do. I mean, it's nice whenever Dad's home, but when he's not home, I have to try to like dry them and wash them, and it's a lot of work, especially when you're cleaning and cooking. So here's another one. What is your favorite board game or card game? I don't know if all of you guys play board games or card games, but
I do. I really like Scrabble. It's a lot of fun. You're a word game.
it would be good, especially with all of your vocabulary from all your reading. I'm sure you're really good at that.
Yeah, so we usually have a set out in the back room at the library too, anytime I'm there. So I'll find different people to play with if they're available.
That sounds nice. How about you, Superman?
I've found since I've been here this game. It's called Dungeons and Dragons. You get together with friends. A lot of us played up in the Watchtower together. We get to role play as different characters, which is a lot of fun. Gets us out of our normal everyday routine when we have the time.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. Captain America?
Gosh, I like Scrabble, and I would say that my favorite card game is probably Bridge. And I definitely do not care for solitaire.
And that's my favorite. I love solitaire.
Oh,
I give too much time to myself.
I do like playing solitaire because you can play by yourself. And when you're home by yourself a lot, it's definitely something to kind of keep you going. So I'd say solitaire is my favorite. What's your favorite type of ice cream?
Ice cream. Chocolate chip cookie dough. I get a little bit of everything there.
That sounds
a good one.
good.
Best in a waffle cone.
Yes, waffle cone's the best. Superman?
I really like any kind of Reese's peanut butter chunk type of ice cream. It's delicious. I'm a big fan of Reese's. Any kind of candy, actually. Snickers, Reese's. Put that all on the ice cream. It's always good. My metabolism burns right through it anyway.
That must be nice. Captain America.
Honestly, and don't tell Tony this, but Stark Raving Peanuts, Ben and Jerry's made a flavor named after them, and it's pretty good.
Interesting. I need to get that in my universe.
We'd have an ice cream party. It sounds like everyone's got some good taste. How about you?
Definitely. For myself, I'd probably say chocolate. Just plain chocolate.
I love mint chocolate chip. That's definitely my favorite. Zachy just asked if you guys have Lego minifigures of yourself.
I do. Hang on, let me grab.
I don't. I can't keep track of all the stuff I have.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
She's on her motorcycle. You want to get her close. Ah, nope.
Oh dear.
See, she's hiding.
Yo.
Yep.
I love Superman, do you have
I don't have one with me, no, not like Batgirl, but I do know there are Lego minifigures of me. I just don't have one with me. I have one at the house.
Oh, okay.
Not at the fortress.
So maybe next time, Zach. How about you, Captain America?
I I don't. Zachy, I don't have a Lego mini of me. I know that they're out there. And do you have one of me? I don't have a lot of things. I'm sort of a minimalist, but what I do have, I tend to keep track of and hold on to, and but no Legos.
I can't believe you still have that after all this time.
So
To answer your question, Zaki, no, we don't actually have Legos here. Never heard of them, but I'm sure they're wonderful.
They're like little mini figures, which is kind of cool. Is there something important that you're holding, Captain America?
um,
I'd say so.
it's yeah.
Seems very important. I'm glad you got to keep it. It's hard to keep track of stuff, especially whenever you're on the run as much as we are. Zachy said he has one of each of us, so he has
Wow.
Really?
Cool, Zachy.
Collection.
It's a lot of collection to be able to have all of us. All right, so the next question is, did you guys ever have a class pet while you were in school?
Class pet. Ooh, I've had a couple. We had, when I was in first grade, my teacher had a pot-bellied pig. And so we could sit in a circle and the little pig would run around in between all of us and we could play with him. And then the school counselor in elementary school had a guinea pig that was named Snickers because it was the colors of a Snickers bar.
That's
Very cute.
How about you, Superman? Did you?
Yeah, I've got a dog. His name's Crypto. It's been with me for a very long time. I had him growing up and everything. He's a super dog. Helps me fight crime.
Wow, that's amazing. I wish I had a super dog. Captain America?
We didn't have a class pet. We couldn't afford one, but I do remember for a few weeks, I actually had a pet pigeon that hurt its wing, and I nursed it back to health until it was able to fly off on its own.
Aww.
Oh,
How about you, Agent Carter?
We didn't have class pets actually. It wasn't something we had.
I would figure that would probably be your answer, but I wasn't sure. We had a snake, which a lot of the kids were afraid of, but I thought it was really fun. It was a boa constrictor, and he started out where he's really small, and at the end of the school year, he got bigger. So he was probably one of
wow.
them. It was a lot of fun, but a lot of them were a little afraid, which is understandable. Snakes are a little different. Do you guys have a favorite ocean creature?
Oh, dolphins, for sure. They're so playful and fun.
They are.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought of a favorite ocean creature. I mean, I do like whales. Humpback whales are very interesting to me.
They are. They're very interesting creatures. How about you, Captain America?
The narwhal. I think it's like a dolphin unicorn all wrapped in one.
Agent Carter.
Sea turtles.
Oh,
Love whale sharks. They're so cool. I think it would be so much fun to swim with them. Probably a little tricky. I know they're wonderful.
No, I think you can do that at the Atlanta Aquarium.
Oh, I'll have to find it.
this is,
Goodness.
oh, okay. I'm babysitting for Catwoman.
Oh, that explains everything.
Is that Bat Cat?
Yes, and she's that cat.
Perfect. Do you guys play musical instruments? I was curious about this.
No. Well, I took piano lessons when I was younger. I haven't kept that up. And then I always played the recorder in school, the little shrill, noisy ones. But no, I usually just do dance.
That works. Superman, can you play an instrument?
Well, I mean, I have been classically trained in piano and such, but I don't really play a lot. I'm usually kind of busy, but it's fun.
You could if you needed to.
Yeah.
Captain America?
I wasn't classically trained, but when there's not much else to do, I picked up the harmonica and the piano.
Oh, very impressive. Agent Carter, do you play any instruments?
When I was younger, my mother had me trained on the violin. However, didn't keep the skill with me, unfortunately.
I've heard it's very tricky to retain.
That it
Probably
is.
would get made fun of, I'm sure.
Wasn't the very best violinist, but I tried.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I'm sure that was the best. Zachy wanted to know if you've seen any of your movies. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of your movies.
Oh, well, I have seen the Lego movie that I get to be in. That's fun. That's what my little Lego is from. I'd love to get more movie screen time. I don't get to be in many of the big ones, but we'll see what comes in the future.
I hope so. I hope they tell more of your stories. How about you, Superman?
Yeah, I've seen all my movies all the way back to the early, the 70s and the new ones. I've seen the new movies. I've also seen all the television shows that I've been on. So it's nice to see how they portray me for everyone to see.
Very different. How about you, Captain America?
It's a little embarrassing. I don't know if Peg ever got a chance to see these. Agent Carter, sorry. I don't know if she saw these. I used to help make movies way back in the day to help encourage people. And then I've actually seen where they've had a different guy portraying me in movies loosely based on some new adventures. And it's quite entertaining.
Oh no, I've seen them. Colonel Phillips and I have all seen them, including Howard.
Oh boy.
They were entertaining, to say the least.
I guess I need to find these. This sounds interesting.
Oh yes, they are. I'm sure for you they're quite old at this point, but they're still pretty fresh in my memory.
Have you seen any of your movies, Agent Carter?
I have not.
They had someone make your show, and it was absolutely incredible. It was
Did they? How wonderful.
It was very inspiring. I mean, I've only seen the animated movie they made of me, and it was interesting. It was fun to see like animation and actually see how they draw. I was curious how they were going to do it. And when I found out it was animation, I was like, well, that makes sense because it's kind of tricky to get this person to pretend like they're climbing up walls. So I was very excited. All right. What 3 items would you take if you knew you were going to be stranded on an island for an entire year?
Ooh, wow.
No.
Can like my entire bookshelf count as one? I don't know if it's one book. But I suppose I should save room for something like, I don't know, a hatchet or something that I could use as a tool, and probably a tarp for shelter. But I do need some books.
Maybe you can get a magical book that can include all the books so that when you open it, it's
Yeah, I'll get a Kindle.
really cool. Superman.
Well, this is it's actually kind of an easy one. I'd probably go to my good friend Batman's cave and I'd get his Bat computer, and I would probably take his utility belt because it's got everything on it. And you know what? I'd probably just take Batman.
Give me an entertaining year for sure.
Holy
Captain America.
So 3 items on an island for a year. Okay. Gosh, I would definitely take my shield. I would take my utility belt that I wear on my uniform for things like matches and a small knife. And
So something very important. I like it.
well, it's a compass. It's actually just a compass, and so that's bound to help out in the wild, I'm sure.
Okay, especially on an island, because it would be hard to figure out where you're supposed to go. Agent Carter, do you have 3 things?
a pot, boil water, fishing net, and a tent.
Very smart. I was gonna say probably some sort of cloth because you could make clothes out of it, and potentially a shelter would probably be something I do. I don't have any cool utility belts. Obviously, I need to figure out how to get that. But I would probably try to figure out something like a fire rock or something that I could take so that I would have endless supply because like matches are eventually gonna not work anymore. And I'd probably take, I'm wondering, but I'm thinking like a tree of some sort that would have food on it so that I could have food because I don't know if there's food on the island or not. That's the tricky part. You don't know if there's fresh water, is there food? I don't know. Could be an interesting experience for sure. Are there any sports you guys like to play?
Oh, well, I enjoy baseball. It's definitely my favorite. But yeah, anything to get outside and running around. My top one.
Superman, do you play any sports?
Yeah, I played football in high school. I had to reel myself back a lot to play. It's kind of unfair for me to play organized sports with friends, but yeah.
Does seem like it would be rather tricky when you're so strong.
Yeah.
And you can fly, so that would be hard.
And I'm fast. And, yeah.
How about you, Captain America? Do you play any sports?
I don't actually. I really wasn't very athletic before I went into the service, and I did like to go see ball games, though. Yeah, the Yankees were my favorite, and I got to see a few of their games before I went in. And since I've been out, maybe that's something that I should try to do. Maybe I'll try and find some new friends to get a baseball team together or something. Stickball, that's something I played as a kid. Again, I wasn't really good at it, but I tried.
That's the important part, is trying, even if you're not good at it.
Yeah, I was having fun. And I believe if you're having fun and you're giving it your all, then absolutely, that's what counts.
For sure. How about you, Agent Carter?
I didn't play many sports growing up. My older brother and I used to always roughhouse with one another, but other than that, not really. Mr. Jarvis on occasion likes to challenge me to kickboxing, though again, he's yet to win. He does try his best, though.
Jarvis. I loved playing soccer. It's a lot of fun. Now that I'm bitten by a spider, it makes it a little tricky, but it is a lot of fun still. So, but baseball is a lot of fun to watch. I think that's my favorite sport to watch, but soccer is definitely my favorite sport to actually play. Plus, it's really great exercise. You're running all the time. And you have to kick, which means you gotta have strong legs, which is also important. If you could borrow one item from another hero, what would it be?
Ooh. Well, let's see. I can already borrow pretty much anything from Batman, but I think Wonder Woman's lasso of truth would be really useful in our investigations. Just get the real story right off, and I think that would be really helpful.
I would agree. Superman.
Well, since I've already said Batman's utility belt for something else, I mean, I'll narrow it down. There's something Batman has on his utility belt. It's a lead line, and pretty much anything lead line that Batman has, I would take because it helps me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting. How about you, Captain America?
Gosh, something that I could borrow from another hero. Oh my gosh, there's so much to choose from. I'm probably going to say Tony's rocket boots. Those seem like they'd be pretty useful.
I'd agree.
You can't run everywhere.
Can't. It takes a little bit more than that. Agent Carter.
I'd actually have to say Steve's shield. It's quite useful.
I was very tempted to say that, but I wasn't really sure how he'd feel about that. So I'd say I'd probably borrow Iron Man's jet that makes the spider suits, because I think that would be pretty incredible to use that technology to build things. Potentially a new suit would be nice instead of me having to sew it all the time. What's your favorite thing to do on the beach? Do you usually get to go on the beach? I know we talked about that, but when on the beach?
Yeah, beach. Yeah, it's a special vacation. I don't go very often. Put on lots of sunscreen because that's a big deal. But favorite part, I really like being in the water, but I also really like making sand castles right on the edge of the water and like dig a little moat so that the waves coming in can fill it up. I think that's always a lot of fun.
Superman, do you have beaches near you?
Well, not where I'm at right now, but I do love going to the beach because, as many people may or may not know, I don't know, my power does come from the sun. I absorb the sun's rays and it makes me stronger. So it really does, it energizes me and it makes me more of the Superman.
Very cool. How about you, Captain America?
Favorite thing to do on the beach is honestly probably sit on the wooden rail of the boardwalk and watch the sunrise.
That's pretty cool. Don't usually get up that early, but
Very difficult thing to do, yes.
especially when you live on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, that's it. The sun comes up over the Atlantic and maybe you're out for your morning jog where it's nice and peaceful and quiet because most people don't get up that early. And you can just take a break and sit on the edge of the rail and watch the sun come up, start a whole new day.
Nice day for sure. If I wasn't busy with school, I would do that, but it kind of makes it tricky to stay awake. Agent Carter.
When I have the time, I'll occasionally go, just sit in the sand, read a book, enjoy the weather.
Very nice. I think my favorite thing is to walk along the beach and find different seashells or different sea creatures. I love seeing all the different sea creatures that there are. There's so many. It's really cool. What was your favorite thing to do whenever you were in gym class, whenever you were in school?
Oh, in gym class. We had the jump rope team. I was on a jump rope team for a while, and we would do in class. And so you do your individual, but we would also do group jump roping. So we had multiple people in at the same time. We were learning tricks and spins and things. It was really a lot of fun, and we got to try to put together little routines. So that was one that I always really enjoyed.
Did you do double dutch as well?
I did. Yep.
That's a lot of fun, but it's so tricky.
The coolest one was, and I never quite mastered this one, I always really wanted to, where you've got the big one going and then you've got your own small rope and you're jumping both of them at the same time. That was always my favorite trick. I never quite got it, but I always thought that one was really cool.
That's really cool. I'm impressed that you even tried it. I never really tried it. I was terrified of it, but I will probably have to try it again. Superman, did you have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, in gym class, once again, I had to really hold myself back in a lot of things because it would be unfair. But one thing I really enjoyed doing that was a lot of fun, and they don't really have them in gym classes anymore these days. They've taken them out because it did cause some injuries back then. But they used to have ropes going up to the ceiling, and you used to climb the rope up to the ceiling and then let yourself back down again. And I loved climbing the ropes. They were fun.
Captain America?
I think my favorite part about gym class was when it was over.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Gym was not really my best subject. But if I had a favorite thing in gym, it was probably jogging the track because it was the one time that the other guys wouldn't pick on me.
Sorry, your school experience wasn't very fun.
It's okay. It happens to a lot of kids, but things get better. They did for me.
That's the important part. Gotta look forward to the sunshine. Agent Carter?
Oh, for myself, I'd have to say hopscotch. not sure if you guys are familiar with that. That's probably one of the best things. We could draw out our own little hopscotch area and just go for hours. Well, not hours, but
It is a lot of fun. It's definitely a game that you can play no matter where you are, which is the best part. My favorite part was actually the ropes. We do still have ropes, at least in my class, we still had ropes. So I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. It's all about the strength. So I loved being able to work really hard and get to that top. All right, so I know you guys are probably really busy, so I'm going to ask you guys one more question. And that is, if you could make one food appear whenever you wanted, what would you make it be?
Ooh, okay. As tempting as it would be to pick a sweet, I think something to have all the time, just whenever I need it. I think an apple would be really useful. You know, if I'm hungry, or if I want just a little snack, and a little bit of a treat, but not too much, solid chocolate. But I really like apples. That's probably the best one to have lots of.
Superman.
Reese's peanut butter cups. I would have those all the time.
Captain America.
Apple pie.
Ooh.
That would be nice. Agent Carter.
oh dear. Probably a cheeseburger.
I think I would have a corn dog. As horrible as that is, it's definitely my favorite food, so that would be amazing to have it. Obviously, I'd eat vegetables with it,
It's my second choice.
but my second choice would definitely be vegetables because I love carrots. That would probably be my. But you can't really live off of carrots, unfortunately. They only give you. Well, it was so lovely seeing all of you again. Thank you so much for answering all of my questions.
Likewise. It was
Well, we're gonna.
a very pleasant surprise.
That she was.
All right.
We're gonna have to
Good
figure
luck
out
finding Miles again.
Miles.
Hopefully, I need to find him. It's just he happens to disappear, and my device doesn't always pull the right people, so I'm still working that out. It gets a little tricky every once in a while, but I'm glad it's at least pulling you guys instead of various villains, because that would be very
You don't want the villains.
grateful for you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys are answering all these incredible questions, and so many of my friends are very excited to hear all these answers.
Oh,
Glad we got to get a question from Zachy.
Me as well.
Yeah.
He's a sweet guy. Well, thank you.
For having us.
It's lovely having you.